Hello. If you're watching this video, then it means you've registered for the Master's Certificate in Project Management and you're just days away or perhaps a few weeks away from attending Module 2 entitled Project Planning and Control, or as we like to call it, PPC. My name is Benoit Degas. I'm the lead instructor for this course, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what the course is all about, the contents of the course, and what to expect from it, but more importantly, how to best prepare to make it an enjoyable, worthwhile, meaningful experience. Before I get into the details of the course, though, I'd just like to say a few words about our team. Depending on which city that you're in, you may have a chance to work with Tori Salisbury, you may be introduced to Ariel DeLuis, or your instructor might also be Granville Gibbons, or then again, you might just be stuck with me. Either way, you can find out more about us by reading our profiles on the collaboration platform, be it Canvas or Moodle, and of course you can connect up with us on LinkedIn, where it's always a pleasure to make connections with people passionate about project management and exchange on the science and art of managing projects. So without further ado, project planning and control, what's it all about? Well, it's primarily about integration management, scope management, and schedule management. So we're going to be covering tools and techniques such as how to create a project charter, what is an effective project charter, what does it do for you, when should you use one, what about a scope statement, how do you scope out a project effectively to avoid scope creep and problems down the road, how do you map that scope of your project into a work breakdown structure, how do you turn that work breakdown structure into a schedule using techniques like critical path and critical chain. And for those of you, by the way, who have worked or tried to work with perhaps Microsoft Project and have had the urge to bang your head against the wall doing so, we're going to decipher some of the mechanics and the ways that these scheduling tools work so that next time you have an easier time managing the software. So with all said and done, we're going to be focusing primarily on scope and schedule management techniques, but we will be discussing a little bit of cost, a little bit of risk, a little bit of stakeholder management, not in so much depth because you have other courses that will cover this, but just to make sure that we can connect the dots between all these areas of knowledge. So how do you prepare for the course? Number one, you should read your guide to the PMBOK. At least read, if only scan chapters 1 through 6 of the PMBOK guide. I know it's a lot of stuff to read and it's enough to put you to sleep, but in any case, just read chapters 1 through 6, at least scan them so that you're a little bit familiar with the framework of the guide to the PMBOK and some of the terminology that's used in there. We're going to go into more detail about this stuff, so don't you worry about it. Second thing you should do is think of a few successful projects you've been involved with. Now, it's easy to think of failures, it's easy to think of horror stories and projects, and there'll be plenty of time to talk about the horror stories that we've all gone through. But we want you to think of projects that have been successful in your experience and what made the difference between success and failure, because we like to hear about those things that we do to help contribute to success. And if you've thought about these projects before coming to class, then it's just going to make for those conversations to be that much more productive with your teammates and during class. And last but not least, we all have our different styles, and some of us like to work with laptops and others work with tablets, and some other, like myself, we just prefer good old pen and paper. So if you know that you're that last kind, if you know that you like to work with ink and paper, and that's just the way you are, then we strongly advise that you download and print some of the templates that are in the collaboration workspace. There are a couple of templates in there. We're going to be using them for the workshops, and they work fine if you work on a laptop or if you have a tablet. They're either PDF or Word format, so that you'll do just fine if you have a computer or a tablet. But if you know that you prefer working with paper and you have a tendency to do a quick draft and then scrap it and try another one, you might want to print a few copies of those templates with you and bring them to class. That's going to make your life a little bit easier. Otherwise, it's not necessary, it's not mandatory. We have flip charts, we have paper in the classroom, lots of stuff that we can work with. Those templates are not mandatory, but if you like to have a copy of them, make sure to print them before coming to class. Otherwise, bring your good humor, your sense of humor, your good nature, your smile, and we're just going to have a lot of fun learning about project management during those 3 days. Look forward to seeing you. Take care. Bye-bye.